So, an easy way to improve the value of your home is painting your front door. So, it's literally the easiest thing you can do, and it's the first impression that everybody sees. So, that curb appeal is so important to add value to your home. And if you paint and freshen up that front door, you're going to do great. Remember to caulk and to prep the door first. By the way, caulking is a big trick. Um,
Hey, I bet you can.
it's fairly inexpensive. It seals up all the cracks and gaps and shadow lines, so then when you do your finish painting, it looks like $1,000,000 and it will add lots and lots of value. Okay, garage door improvements, same thing, exact same thing as the front door. You want that garage door, if you have a garage, to be in good working order, keep it painted, keep it working well, and it will add value. Okay, shiplap or accent walls. Chip and Joanna Gaines has has completely taken over. Everybody wants that look, that kind of farmhouse chic look. So shiplap lap accent walls have taken over. I would encourage you not to do the whole house in shiplap, just do an accent wall. But they do look very, very nice, and it's an easy way to add value to any home or any room. Set the mood lights with string lights. That's easy, and especially with LED light fixtures, you can string them up anywhere. I put a few around my pool patio area. Very, very easy to install. They're UL rated, outdoor listed. Easy, easy to install for sure. That will add value and be a nice, satisfying project for you to do. DIY glass cabinet inserts. This is kind of faddish. I think, again, we thank Chip and Joanna Gaines for this one. You take off the front door and you actually can replace it with a glass front. Of course, then the items on the inside are now viewable. So it has to be an accent statement piece. You can't put old cereal boxes in there. It won't pull off the look, won't look good at all. But yeah, I would say do that. I would say not do this one to an extreme. I would not lose all your uppers and put free floating shelves in. Don't replace everything with glass fronts because you won't have enough privacy. You won't have enough storage space. So just do a few accent pieces here or there. Stencil your patio. I've seen this done both good and bad. If a DIY project turns out bad, I guess you can just cover it over with it. But outdoor stenciling, or I guess we could just expand it to any kind of outdoor decoration, will certainly add value to your home for sure. Fake the look of marble. This one is easier said than done. So the theory on this one is that you're going to take like an artist paintbrush and you're going to do these fake veining technique, painting technique, and make your countertops look like real marble. It's difficult. It takes practice. Most do-it-yourselfers, including myself. Yeah, I am a licensed contractor, but I would not attempt this one. It's going to be too difficult to pull off the look. Try peel and stick wallpaper. Wallpaper, it's not that hard to hang-ish. I mean, if it's an old house and things are very, very crooked, there's a lot of techniques you need to pull it off right and make it look as symmetrical as possible. Things will be imperfect, and you have to kind of meet in the middle. Do an accent wall out of wallpaper and give it a try. The peel and stick wallpaper, I think do-it-yourselfers assume and think that that's easier than traditional wallpaper. I will tell you, it's probably actually harder to hang peel and stick wallpaper. So peel and stick wallpaper, in case you don't know, it's like a gigantic sticker for your wall. And you stick it on, and if you have air bubbles or don't like the placement or it's not lined up with the next row, you have to peel it back off and reapply. Traditional wallpaper with the traditional method with the water pan, and you put the paper in there and it's activating the glue. It actually has a lot of workability. It has a lot of forgiveness. You can put it on the wall and then you can slowly just adjust it around. My hand's working here. Slowly adjust it around until you get that perfect placement, smoothing out air bubbles. It's actually not that bad. I would encourage you to try traditional wallpaper as an accent wall. I think you'll like it. Anything that's too bold or has too much of a pattern in it, you're probably going to naturally tire of it over time. Stick to like solid colors and not too busy of a surface. Hang curtains the right way. I don't know what they mean by the wrong way. The advantage of hanging curtains, curtain rods, anything that's heavy above the window is any kind of traditional framing in your house. Sorry, my earpiece feels like it's popping out. Any kind of traditional framing in your house above your openings, doors and windows, but we're talking windows, has a big old header there that carries the structural load around the window frame. So that's great for you. and I, when you're hanging a heavy curtain rod or any kind of rod above a window, when you screw in, you're going to hit solid wood. There is solid wood back there called the header, so it's fantastic. You're right. If you're anywhere near above the window area, as long as you don't go too wide, you're going to hit that header. You'll be in good shape, and it will support the bracket for years and years to come. Okay, remove a popcorn ceiling. There was a time in this country where popcorn spray-on ceilings were all the rage. So in case you don't know, popcorn ceiling means that that real ugly type ceiling there in the picture. It attracts lint. It looks ugly. It gets discolored. If there's a crack, you can try to patch it. It never matches. You definitely don't want them in kitchens and bathrooms because you'll never be able to clean the surface ever again. So there's a trend to remove them. Just do it safely and you'll be fine. Generally speaking, you're wetting the surface just like with a spray bottle, and you're going to take a flat knife, like a drywall knife, and it will just actually start scraping right down and just falling right off. There are some precautions. You want to make sure there's not lead paint, asbestos, anything weird up there. But generally speaking, it's actually a pretty satisfying, pretty easy project. Of course, you got to line everything with plastic because it's going to fall and make a terrible mess. But when you're done, you'll feel so much better about your room, and it will legit look so much better for sure. Okay. Update ceramic floor tile with paint. Yeah, I think if you had an old ugly floor tile and it was still in good shape, meaning there's no cracks in the grout or the tile itself, nothing's loose, nothing's moving. By the way, if you're looking at a house and you want to know if your tile floor is in good shape, if the grout is not cracking, meaning things aren't moving, that's a good sign. That means it was installed properly with good thick subfloor and it's going to hold it for years and decades to come. You're in good shape. But what if it's just ugly or you just can't stand the look of it? Then I could see doing some kind of decoration or paint on it for sure. Paint your doorknobs. Maybe. I don't know if I do this one. I mean, it's such a high traffic surface with doorknobs. Over time, that paint's gonna wear off. I don't know. I imagine in that picture there, they're probably taking a modern, ugly looking doorknob or a brass doorknob, and it's kind of not popular anymore, not trendy anymore, and they're trying to freshen up the look. So yeah, maybe if it's rated for paint. Everybody knows Rust-Oleum and some of the spray cans that are rated for metal use, They do work well, and I've used Rust-Oleum before. Not sponsored content. I'm just saying I've used Rust-Oleum before. Was a good product. It worked very, very good as promised. Update kitchen hardware, cabinet hardware. So kitchen, everybody knows kitchens add the most value to your home, but they are the most expensive to replace. But there are a lot of things short you can do of replacing an entire kitchen. Instead of replacing all of the cabinets, you could replace just the hardware. And that gives you a new look by just replacing the pulls, doors, knobs, maybe the hinges. All of a sudden it starts to give a new, more contemporary look. Maybe paint the cabinets next and maybe do the countertop, replace the countertop. That adds a lot of appeal. It looks pretty new when you do that for sure. Add bling to closet doors. Boring old closet doors, you can spruce them up. Kind of going away are the old-fashioned bifold doors with the ugly track at the top, and they fall off and they bind up and they never work well. So there's a lot of cool door options and closet options out there. What's the current rage for the last 5 years? Barn doors, these sliding barn doors. Everybody wants those. There was a period, I think Chip and Joanne Gaines made them popular. There was a period where you had to make them yourself or hire a craftsman to make them for you. Now you can buy many kits with barn doors and sliding doors ready to go, and you can just install them yourself, and they're pretty easy for sure. Whitewash a brick fireplace. Old bricks can be brought back to life by either kind of bleaching them, whitewashing them, which they did in this picture, or you can paint over them. Some purists, traditionalists say never ever paint brick, but if it's ugly, if it's dated, it's kind of your only real option, perhaps, is to paint over it. It will work well. I think you will like the results. Swapping out your shower curtains. The new curtains are supposed to be mill resistant and mill proof, but over time they will get pretty nasty and pretty dirty. If you can afford it, upgrading to a glass shower door will add value. It looks nicer. It lasts many years, but it is very expensive. From personal experience, if you're installing your own shower glass door via a tub or shower, you're doing it yourself, you're probably going to spend $300 to $600 ish doing it yourself. Now, if you hire that out, so a local glass company, the same glass company that does your windows, your mirrors, any kind of glass company, they're going to be between like $1,500 and $3,000 for a basic shower glass door. And it can go even up from there. It can go exponentially go up for there, depending how complicated the area is. I've seen custom ones be 6,000 and above. So just be careful. You can spend lots and lots of money on glass shower doors, but you don't need to. Fancy, fake fancy. Fake fancy means improving the look of the home, but without actually spending the money. So here they've taken a little fancy cover plate, looks like a frame to go around the outlets and the switches. I think some of that works to some extent. It makes your house look cuter, and it looks like you had interest and you're taking care of the house. I have seen it gone too far where you walk into a house and the person, you can tell, is completely artsy fartsy, and it looks interesting and quaint and everything has a custom touch to it. But then usually we get to inspecting the basement, we find lots of like structural problems, electrical problems, and furnace problems and everything else. So the important parts of your house better be safe and sound first, and then you can get to the cutesy decoration stuff. Give your fan a makeover. These old ugly ceiling fans in the photo there are quickly going away. You know, the cheap $39 Menard special fans are going away. Now they have beautiful sleek fans with thin LED lights, remote controls, of course, uh, automatic temperature changing of the fan speed, lots and lots of cool stuff, night light features. So ceiling fans have come a long way. If you haven't checked them out recently, go take a look at what new options are available for ceiling fans. Peel and stick tile. The first time I saw peel and stick tile, we were in a house and somebody had did it in the kitchen backsplash area. So in case you don't know, behind your countertop, that's called the backsplash. They did a peel and stick tile. It was fake. I thought it was real tile. I went over and like tapped, and it was fake. It looked real. It looked pretty good. It looked like something a contractor would be paid probably $2,000 to do. And it was completely fake, a peel and stick product on the backsplash that they did themselves. So kudos to that homeowner. They saved themselves a lot of money. Make an old couch new again. Are you squeezing every last bit out of that couch? You can have it reupholstered, and there's other things you can do. I don't know anything about furniture, so I am going to keep skipping on. Frame the bathroom mirror. I have seen that one done before. So if you take a basic cheap mirror with no border at all, you can install a frame around it to match furniture or other items in your house. I've seen people do that, and that turns out pretty well. There's also a trend if you look underneath. If you look at that vanity there, there's a trend where they'll take furniture. So it's a dresser, say. It's a dresser. They take out the drawers, and they cut out an opening so they can turn it into a vanity and drop a sink into it and have room for the plumbing. So usually the middle drawers become not usable or have a big cutout, but that's a really cool trend. And it looks neat because you're taking kind of an antique piece of furniture, an old dresser drawer, you're repurposing it for a vanity in a bathroom, and it looks really, really cool. And when I'm walking through for home inspections and stuff, when future home buyers see that, they really do appreciate the time and the care that you've taken to improve the bathroom and make it look kind of custom, kind of neat. Okay, these build wood shelves trend. This has been trendy for years and years, since before the pandemic. Again, I think Joanna Gaines did that one. As far as making it popular, making it crazy popular. So free floating shelves. This one is technically not free floating because you can see the support there on the wall. Free floating shelf, basically it's like a dowel system of some type where you cannot see the visible means of a shelf, like how it's supported, how it's staying up there. But yeah, these are super trendy, and they usually use like a distressed piece of wood that looks just absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I can see that's real cool. But see, in this case, where am I? In this case, in this picture, if you look carefully at that kitchen, they have no upper cabinets. They've removed all of the upper cabinets. They have those cool looking shelves, but literally where you're going to put your stuff, you need a few cabinets to be able to hide old bowls, popcorn bowl, old unsightly dishes, whatever, your cereal boxes. You still need some storage. You still need some stuff. So I would say that's taking it too far with too much open shelving. Just do a little bit of it for an accent piece, if you hear me, if you feel me, but don't go crazy with it. DIY sliding barn doors. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. The exposed sliding barn door all the trend, has been trendy for years and years. You can do it yourself. There's plenty of do-it-yourself kits on getting these doors installed in your house. Um, if you have little ones in their house, they're not super friendly towards like babies and toddlers. There are some pinch points to the little fingers. I have seen that as a concern, but overall, they're a pretty cool look, and generally, they're pretty safe. Window boxes works great, adds a lot of appeal. You're gonna do it on the front of the house or maybe the sunny side of the house. Wouldn't go crazy with like planters right up against the house. If there's too much wood, depending on what part of the country, it might be a kind of a termite haven there. It might attract the moisture damage and the bugs and the termites. So don't go too crazy with planters, but something small and cute like this would be just fine. Make it rain. Rainforest shower heads. In fact, we were in a house today that had rainforest shower head coming from the ceiling in the shower, not the wall, from the legit ceiling. So that's been trendy for a while. People want more flow in the showers. They want more jets, more water, more better, of course. Go antiquing. I don't know anything about antiquing. You can distress stuff to look old. That's really not old. That's kind of a cool trend. Make planter posts for string lights. Yeah, if you want to do those cool patio string lights, and you can buy them at Costco, and they're really inexpensive, Home Depot, and they're so easy to hang. Make sure you install them in a GFI safe outlet for the exterior, because water and electricity don't mix. But if you don't have the right fastening area on your house, you just simply throw up a post, just like a basic 8-10 foot fence post, and you hang your lights off of that, and it works perfectly fine, and you're good to go. Customize your cabinets. Any kind of custom little trendy stuff you'll add to your cabinets will make them look more built in, will make them look more expensive, more appealing for sure. Double up on porch rugs. Pull up the front porch rug for the designer tip. Layer an outdoor rug. Okay, they're saying layer the rugs, and if you look at that picture, they're creating this curb appeal with their front to make it look more inviting, and they're layering items on top of items. I don't really know interior decoration. I'm more the build it, fix it guy. Trim it up. Yes. Give doors and windows a total overhaul by framing them into a farmhouse inspired trim. Not only is this project much easier than you think, but it's also surprisingly affordable. Yes. Installing your own trim in homes makes it look more rich, and if you caulk it and paint it, it looks professionally installed. I mentioned that word caulk again, because when you're installing paint quality wood or trim in the house, if you're not a carpenter, if you're not great, you're going to inevitably have little gaps that appear. They don't look good. They look cheap. So painter's caulk or paintable silicone, they make like a hybrid caulk behind there to seal those little gaps. After the caulk dries, you're going to repaint the trim. It looks great. It looks like $1,000,000. It will add lots and lots of value for sure. Stencil stair risers. I have seen that. It's a cute touch, especially in older homes where you're going upstairs. It's such a focal accent point for attention for your eyes to kind of gaze upon them. So installing stenciling and improving the appearance of them adds value for sure. Mailbox makeover. I have seen people go too far with this. If the postal code, most people don't know this. So the federal postal code in the United States does not allow your mailbox post to be like a super strong or dangerous structure. Like if it's made of solid brick and block, they technically can flag you for that. It's supposed to be something that if a vehicle was to hit it, it's not going to be like a life-threatening injury just by hitting a mailbox. So don't go too crazy with it. The one in this picture is fine, but I wouldn't build a permanent like brick structure for the mailbox, because you could get a violation from the postal service and have to remove it at some point in the future, and that would not be fun. Jazz up kitchen cabinets with beadboard. Yes, this beadboard, shiplap, anything with wood exposed edges is super trendy right now, and will add a lot of value. So traditional, it was exposed wood grain. You had to be a carpenter to install it. You had to measure and cut precisely. One little slip up or gap, it's going to look amateur installed. But if you're doing white, just paint quality wood, super easy. You can always caulk your gaps and paint over it, and you'll look great, and you'll be very happy with the project. Put house numbers on the front door. Absolutely. You can custom order house numbers to look decorative, and shadow lines and all that cool stuff. I'm always surprised when we pull up to a house sometimes where there is literally no numbers anywhere on the mailbox, on the front door, over the garage door, nowhere. So yes, put house numbers on the front door. It's a pretty cool look. Say bye-bye to boob lights. Okay, booby lights, that's actually not a great example. There's a better example. Booby lights, in case you haven't heard, I have one way up. This is not a good example of what they look like. They're the old-fashioned light bulbs with the glass dome and the little screw-in nut right in the middle. They are quickly going away. They're kind of ugly, unsightly. They've been common since the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. They're getting replaced with these ultra-thin LED lights. Ultra-thin LED lights are the future. They are the way to go on ceiling lights. You won't even be able to buy some of those old booby lights anymore. Replace outdoor lighting. That's an easy, relatively inexpensive way. If you do it yourself, if you're hiring electricians, they'll get more costly, of course, by about a factor of 5. But if you're installing outdoor light fixtures yourself, you're adding value to the home. It changes the curb appeal instantly, and it's not very expensive. They don't have to be expensive at all. Make sure you measure it first. You want to make sure you're getting the approximate right size. At the home improvement stores, sometimes you're looking at the display and it looks great. And then you get home and you hold it by the front door and it looks way too small or way too big. You do want to have an approximate size kind of in your mind before you go searching and shopping for those outdoor light fixtures. Give cabinets a facelift. That's an easy one. Cleaning, degreasing, and painting your cabinets both in the kitchen and the bathroom will add value and make them look much, much better. Remember to buy the correct paint for that application. Otherwise, you will regret all your hard work because the paint will fall off. Pretty up your pantries with baskets. Yeah, if it's going to be exposed, I'd worry about that. If it's a pantry that nobody ever sees, I don't know that I would take the time to do that, but some people do. Hide outdoor eyesores. So in that picture, that picture, my camera, okay, me. In the picture that you see on your screen, that is a plastic rack. That's right. That's a plastic rack. It's hollow on the inside, meaning if you were to flip it over, there's nothing on the inside. They come in 3 common sizes at the home improvement stores. They come in even more sizes if you order them online. I have one right now in my front yard. We are not on city water. We're on well water. So our ugly, unsightly wellhead has a fake rack over it. Anytime we need to service that or check anything, we can just flip it right off. It's about 3 foot tall. That's probably right, 3 foot tall. So yeah, fake rocks cover up outdoor unsightly things, build bushes, shrubberies, anything around anything you don't want to see. Furniture, scratch pads, and boards. I don't have any experience with that, but I have seen it in people's homes with pet damage, of course, pet damage. So if you give them something to scratch on instead of your expensive furniture and door frames, that will help out for sure. Hanging a plant shelf, they're doing that over the kitchen sink. That's a pretty cool idea. Anytime you're adding, I think, greenery to the home makes it feel like you care. Panel a plain door. Okay, panel a plain door. So they're taking a boring plain door and they're adding these recessed panels by building that border around it. That's a pretty cool idea. I could see that's going to take some time, but it's still cheaper than buying a brand new door and easier to install. So you don't have to modify the whole door. Just add plants. That's an easy, cheap fix. Although in the picture, note please that they have plants over hardwood floors. So I have seen this a lot over my 24 years of home improvement experience. If you have planters over a wood floor, there's going to be water damage. There will be water damage. It happens all the time. The homeowner doesn't even realize when they're watering, there's moisture and there's water at the bottom. Over time, the wood is getting damaged, and years down the road, they take it away to go sell a house or whatever, and the wood floors are kind of ruined. And those type of stains probably are not coming out. Even if you try to sand, it's probably too deep. So make sure you have, I don't know what they're called, but some kind of pot liner dish at the bottom so you're not damaging your beautiful hardwood floors, please. Under cabinet lighting, that's been a trend for a while. It always had been traditional. If you wanted under cabinet lighting, you had to hire an electrician, and it was likely line voltage, real voltage to get that light there. Today, you're in luck. You can do these easy low voltage light fixtures and LED light fixtures. You can buy the kits on Amazon and absolutely do it yourself. They can turn on with a simple tap button under the cabinet, remote control, smartphone enabled. They have every version known to man. They come in color changing lights. So yes, you can do it yourself. Under cabinet lighting has never been easier than before. Fake it till you make it. These containers are filled with faux flowers. Okay, interesting. Fake flowers outside. I guess I could see the appeal. I do like the maintenance-free option of that. I might try that out by my pool. There's a couple areas in my pool that are boring that we poured more concrete than we probably needed to. Like on the patio side, we have this massive open area. And I always thought if I put some really large planters there, it'd be a cool focal piece. But I don't want to weed and water. I would want them maintenance free. So maybe fake is the way to go. Maybe. Don't know anything about that. I told you I'm not an interior decorator. So we'll glam up the grounds. Okay. The general concept of glam up the grounds is awesome. This, what's this? Fake flowers fade fast in the sun. I could see that. Do you know if they make flowers specifically for the outside? But yeah, I could see that. I bet you they look very vibrant and cute initially, and then they quickly lose their color. I bet that is a problem. But thank you for that comment. I'm sure you're right. In this picture here, she's putting a copper cap over that 4x4 fence post, which is cool because the top of the fence post will rot. It's probably the first location to rot and get soft and punky on the inside. So if you're putting a cap on it, it's going to last a long, long time. It's going to extend its life expectancy for sure. Amp up your color with shelf liners in your kitchen. That's if you have an exposed cabinet. We talked about that earlier, about not having too many exposed cabinets. Chic headboards. Don't know anything about that. Too much interior decorating. I'm not an interior decorator. Create a built-in bathtub situation. They do sell a lot of cool bathroom upgrades and options for that, guys. Hey, if I missed your question, please ask it down below in the replay, and I will answer all questions within 24